Just right off the top, obviously that's was not a great performance. I thought Maine was really, really effective on every loose ball opportunity that was out there, and I thought we out-rebounded a really, really good rebounding team our last game, and we got killed on the boards today. We gave up 19 offensive rebounds and got 13, but we got 13 offensive rebounds and we missed 50 shots, so that's just not acceptable. We are capable of being better than that. But the beauty with a young team, it's just another opportunity to get better and grow. We're going to watch the film, we're going to learn from this, we're going to break it down in practice, and we're going to keep it moving forward with it. There was experience out there for these kids. We faced a totally different team than we faced the first night. Totally different style, different offense. They executed really well, which we knew they did, but we went out, we turned them over 22 times. I thought we made some good things happen, but we got to make shots, and we got to rebound the ball, and that's what I got.
Now, there's a line between playing fast and playing wild, and it seemed like there were some possessions where you guys were kind of towing that line. How do you get your girls playing the speed you want without some of the turnovers and the driving into three girls? You know what I mean? There was a little bit.
Yeah. So our issue is not the pace. We didn't play fast enough tonight, so we were certainly off pace. It was not fast enough. The issue was us understanding our spacing, which will be an issue early with a young team. This is that part, the half-court part that was choppy and ugly. It's the way it's going to be a little bit till we all get comfortable, being in the right spots, figuring each other out, reading one another. But we'll be really hard to guard once we get that sorted out, because you're not going to know what's coming.
But in this particular game, with the percentage, what do you think was causing that? Was it the selection or rushing, or what do you think caused that?
That's a great question. I don't know. Maine playing a different style defense than we see on a daily basis against ourselves, than we saw in our first game. They were, backed off just a little bit and hands high, so it was a little uncomfortable shooting, but we couldn't beat them on penetration and create really easy shots. Maybe a little length on the perimeter bothered us a little bit. I'm not really sure. When I watch the film, I'll have some more answers, but we certainly, didn't make a lot of shots.
The offense you did get looked like it was spread amongst a lot of the players. So are we looking at a strength in numbers kind of thing for us?
Absolutely. Yeah. I expect that. Like, we have a lot of players who can put the ball in the basket, and if it's going the way I like, it's going to be a different player. Every night it happened to be the same player 2 nights in a row, which is fine, okay too. But we have a lot of kids capable of making shots and performing at a high level.
Yeah, Aryss comes out and leads the team in scoring the first couple games. What are your thoughts on her first paraplegia?
Glad she's with us. She plays hard every time she gets on the floor. She is, is a perimeter threat, and she is an exceptional athlete. So she's uncommonly gifted. So it's hard to keep her from getting to the basket, hard to keep her off the boards. And then when you can also shoot the ball from the perimeter and raise over people for your pull-up, it's difficult. And she's taking advantage of those things. We're tightening up her handle a little bit and get even better.
Is it getting the situation, just getting comfortable with your teammates now that you're actually out on the floor in game situations?
Yeah, like this team is different than the teams that I've played on before, where everyone can basically score and dribble and play multiple positions. So for me, it's more trying to fit in where I'm put at that moment, and then in a different moment when I'm played in a different position, make sure I know what I'm doing, play with my teammates, and make sure I also am able to help them do what they're best at.
When you do come into the game, what's your mindset? In each shift.
When I come into the game, I'm thinking keep the energy up, and if it's down, try to raise the energy so we can get. If we're like today, if we're down, then try to get the energy back up so we can score or just have more defensive turnovers for the team. Or if we are up, just keep the energy up and make sure we keep the pace and make sure everyone is engaged in that.
How satisfied were you with the energy, especially in the defensive end of the floor? I think that's one thing you can take out of the game as positive. That when you were swarming, you were really in the game. What do you think about the energy on defense?
I think today, the energy started off, we had spurts where we were a little down on energy and spurts where we were up on energy, and I think the main thing that we have to do is be more consistent with how we perform on the floor with not only our pace, but how we control the ball and how we control our body language, because body language is a huge thing, and if we can fix our body language, we can translate that to on the floor play.
Question for Coach MacGillivray. Coach MacGillivray, you mentioned players who can put the ball in the basket. Nicole Mathias was definitely active in your last game, had about 16 points. Can we expect Nicole to be initiating plays moving forward for this team?
Nicole's going to be a part of the offense all season long. She put us over the top, making really big shots late in last game. Maine obviously sees that. They were focused on her, and their guards were really long. So, they were able to reduce the amount of attempts that she had. She still found a way to get a few off and threaten. Some shots didn't fall, but she's going to be counted on all season to put the ball in the basket for sure.
Aryss, obviously a very impressive athlete. Where does your athleticism come from? Either your parents, anything, or?
When I was young, my father made it basically his goal to get all his children to have energy and be athletes. So we did a lot of running hills, and he basically put us all in sports at a young age. So
Did he play anything?
yeah, he played basketball and ran track,
Okay. In high school and college?
both.
Okay, where do you go to college?
He played at Maryland,
Oh.
college football. I mean UMBC.
Oh, okay. What's his name?
Keith Macktoon.
What was your feeling about the first home game? What was the level of excitement for you?
I feel like as the first home game, everyone was a little jittery, which kind of contributed to the low energy sometimes, a little nervousness. But I feel like next home game, we're definitely gonna bounce back.